distinguished guests, speakers, members, fellow atheists and agnostics, friends, comrades in the advocacy, good morning. It has been 3 years since the Philippine Atheist and Agnostic Society hosted the first ever convention in the Philippines, and I believe it was also the first that was held in Southeast Asia. This happened at Bayview Hotel, located at Ross Boulevard last April 21, 2012. I see both new and familiar faces here, and I was then just one of the members of the audience, in awe of the number of like-minded individuals that I was able to meet and share stories with. It was at that time that I felt I am no longer alone with my thoughts of how religion has long hindered this country's progress towards a more secular society. Perhaps in the future, a godless Philippines. And now, I am grateful to have been given the honor and the privilege to open the successor to that historical event, the second PATAS Convention. My name is Dr. Tess Termulo, and I am the current president of the organization. We chose breaking through with reason and humanism as the theme for this year's convention for many reasons. We started the first convention with the theme, "Are you ready for a godless Philippines?" And perhaps the overwhelming response of many who have attended and responded the call signified that the country started to awaken, enough to evoke several criticisms and speak with such intent and caution. We stirred the pot of controversy, with the news even calling us the godless, the socially inept, the mentally disturbed. But amidst the criticisms, our bold move to come out and be heard encouraged many to do the same. I would have to commend the noticeable number of youth who have been brave to face their doubts and be open in speaking their minds. It was something that I did not have the luxury nor the courage to experience in my younger years. But look at them now. With the number of them coming to the organization and the development of the Youth Commission, I would like to believe that perhaps soon, PATAS will be able to realize one of its dreams, to encourage rational thinking in the young amidst the preponderance of religious indoctrination and a culture filled with superstition in this country. Yes, we are a young organization, and as noted by our international guests, we are composed mostly of young people. But with the vigor and boldness of the youth, combined with the guidance from the experienced, we hope to arise from the adversities, especially in this country plagued by a centuries-old influence of religion that seeped through every aspect of our lives. In 2014, PATAS started providing free medical consultations in underprivileged areas in Barangay Balite, Rizal. This barangay has 10,000 residents, mainly women and children. Unfortunately, this barangay is merely served by a single main rural healthcare unit and a society that has not been able to provide much of their healthcare needs, despite the government help. There are many such places in this country, but we hope to take few steps at a time to reach out and help with what we can. Our organization was founded in 2011 with hopes and dreams of promoting an understanding of reason, humanism, and atheism. And yet, how can we fulfill this when the people we need to reach out have to spend much of their time and energy looking for ways to fend for themselves? How can we expect them to think critically when all they can listen to are one-sided ideas? In the barangay where we held our free medical clinics, a lot of the residents, despite being exposed to modern technology and the internet, which most of them use to access Facebook and to keep in touch with their loved ones who work abroad, they still hold superstitions and misconceptions that perhaps can be attributed to lack of education and indoctrination. A lot also were not aware that there are even people like us who do not believe in God or do not believe that God is necessary to be a good human. But fortunately, as they got to know us through the medical clinics and the lectures on reproductive health, they can see that we are just like them and they are just like us. Despite the differences in beliefs, humanism connected us. With it, we can pull people together and be united pushing out hatred, ignorance, and prejudice, developing acceptance and recognition of each other's needs and rights. In recent news, we learned that many countries have started accepting same-sex unions, the latest of which is the historical decision of predominantly Catholic Ireland. In the Philippines, an openly gay lawyer, Jesus Nicardo Falces III, asked the High Court, through his petition filed last May 18, to nullify and declare as unconstitutional provisions of the Family Code that laid down the legal framework for the ban of same-sex marriage. As expected, the CBCP, or the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, reacted by saying the country should not jump into the gay bandwagon just because other countries have started approving gay unions. Yet, despite this negative reaction from one of the most influential religious institutions in the country, year after year, more people have continually and openly supported acceptance of marriage equality. PATAS, since its inception, has joined the different pride marches, adding our voices to those who try to shake up the government, demanding human rights to be recognized. It was said that Richard Dawkins used to say that organizing atheists is like herding cats, in the sense that atheists think independently and wouldn't be expected to simply follow any one person or any one idea. And yes, I do agree. But why do we even have to expect people to simply follow when we can use an appeal to reason and humanity to convince people to do what is right? I am hoping that today's activities will inspire and convince you that we have an advocacy worth fighting for. Again, welcome, and I hope you will all enjoy the day.